Should you play Star Citizen 3.23 now that it's finally gone live? The short answer is probably no.
What?
But it depends on what you're looking for out of the game. 3.23 is great so far, but it hasn't given any real new reasons for your average epic gamer to invest multiple hours into it just yet. You're welcome, thanks for stopping by. Don't forget to like and subscribe. But if you want the long answer, then stick around, because it's complicated and requires more questions, like how patient are you? Are you looking for a game to play with deep and meaningful progression right now? What's your pain tolerance? Do you hate yourself? How do you feel about cults? Are you willing to work around issues that block your ability to progress in a given task? How much do you like space? This is starting to feel more like a resume for somebody looking for a job as a fluffer and less like a should you play this video game video. But ultimately, it's very dependent on you and what you want out of the experience that Star Citizen 3.23 has to offer. You might have seen the latest trailer, but you need to realize that no one at the Star Citizen marketing department has even a vague concept of the expectation versus reality meme, and is often criticized, rightfully so, about how they portray their own game. Everyone's experience in Star Citizen varies drastically, from issues no one on Earth might experience that may prevent you from even loading the game in the first place, to 5-hour sessions on a single server without a hiccup in sight. As always, it boils down to the server lottery that you partake in when you click the play button. This will literally dictate your entire experience, with fresher, newer servers being silky smooth and playable, and older servers with too much data generated by players slowly shitting the bed. However, this problem is greatly alleviated now by the recently implemented replication layer feature, which saves your state and can place you onto a server after a few minutes after a server error, but your mileage may vary. My first impressions of 3.23 have been pretty positive, but it's only been 2 days and time will tell how consistently playable this patch will be. FPS AI is, as always, totally server dependent, and you'll either laugh as you John Wick them all to death because they're literally incapable of reacting, or they will desynchronously teleport throughout all known dimensions and insta-kill you before you even know what's happening. Because of that one time that guy killed me on his kayak with a Uberev? We checked out one of the new distribution centers on live to get a better idea of their performance. Wow, dude, her animation actually made me feel bad. I pulled my gun out and she like perfectly just got on the floor. What the f just happened? I love how they try and run, dude, it's so good. And for the first time, I experienced new behaviors like civilians running away and trying to get to cover before we executed them and stole their clothes, which was sick. Ship AI has gotten a bit more interesting, and at locations like Brio's Breaker Yard on Daymar and Reclamation Disposal Orinth on Hurston, they've been spawning in as literal small fleets that can be pretty tough to deal with and causing all kinds of problems for you. I feel like railgun ammo is too expensive to waste on these NPCs.
Probably is, eh?
No, the correct thing is you're just too poor right now. One day you'll be a space millionaire again and you could just shoot NPCs with your railgun and then you won't care.
I've also noticed multiple small fleets spawning in over locations and engaging each other, making the game feel just that much more alive, which is neat. The first iteration of creatures is in, and while it's pretty cool to finally see fauna in our ludicrous space game, they feel like a very disparate feature that doesn't really tie into any of the other mechanics, but then again, that could be said of a lot of what Star Citizen currently has to offer. You can loot the horns off of the Copion dog-like creatures, and they apparently sell for about 25,000 credits each. The birds also have a totally not disgusting throat gem that you can loot, but I'm not sure if that's sellable yet. Speaking of selling things, it's still a wildly impractical thing to try and sell a full inventory's worth of armor or anything for that matter. There's still no bulk sell or button, and it's literally soul crushing to sell items one by one from your inventory. However, that's very different to standard commodity trading, which has been in for a while and still works great. For me, it's what makes the game worth playing because it enables the best gameplay loop possible. That gameplay loop being the liberation of cargo from tyrannical hoarders. As always, you'll get to see more of that in the next video, so stay tuned for that in the very near future. Master modes have come in and shaken up how we control and fly our ships in navigation and combat modes. Many players hate it, many players love it, but it's one of those things that probably still needs quite a bit of tuning and tweaking to get the balance just right. But I do feel that ultimately it's a step in the right direction for the game as a whole. But back to the question and the point of this video, should you play the game yet? If you're looking for meaningful progression, the only thing there really is to progress, even after all this time, is your space wallet, making money to buy more ships in-game. They've all increased in price, so if you find that fun to do, then sure, it's worth playing and there's many ways to make money.
No, bro, I'm literally only going to make money via piracy this patch. I'm not going to do a single mission.
Sick, bro. Look at us.
Look at us.
If you're just looking to play the game and have fun and don't really care about progression of any kind, whether you haven't played in a while or if you've never played it before, then there's quite a lot you can do and experience that could keep you busy for a while. But again, it's all impacted by your service performance and your tolerance for bugs, and as always, there's so much more on the horizon that we always seem to be waiting to get into our hands that should amplify the experience quite a bit. It really just depends on your level of investment into the project, be that monetarily or emotionally. I still feel that we take what the current game has to offer for granted. Seamlessly transitioning between planets, ships and cities is incredible, but we're still missing a lot of the features that should tie everything together and make this game a real game for gamers to game in. Ultimately, Star Citizen 3.23 has added a lot to the game, and in my opinion, it feels and plays better than it ever has before. It's still hugely dependent on your own personal motivations for spending your precious time in the game. For the average gamer who wants a polished and meaningful experience to progress in, it's not quite there yet. But that's not to say you cannot have fun with it today. Star Citizen is capable of providing gameplay you literally cannot get in any other title. It's just difficult to find sometimes, and as always, progress is slow, but it's progress nonetheless. And I have no doubt at all that it will get there one day, hopefully soon. If this is your first time seeing one of my videos, then this is not my usual type of content. I usually demonstrate Star Citizen at its most advanced and technically perfect level.
My helmet, my helmet, my helmet, my helmet. I don't have a helmet. I'm gonna die. I'm down.
Capturing incredibly ludicrous space game adventure experiences. You can also find me on Twitch.
I tried to railgun somebody that I didn't stab by mistake. I mean, I railgunned them on purpose. I didn't stab them by mistake.
I stream a lot of Star Citizen, not as much as this League of Legends kid.
League of Legends?
But a decent amount, like a normal healthy amount, so definitely pull in for a stream sometime. Jeff Bezos has said that my streams are exactly like the Voidyvid's YouTube content you've come to expect, enjoy and love, except kind of shit. Thank you channel patrons and channel members for all your support. Your incredible generosity continues to blow me away. Thinking of pledging to this ludicrous space game? Then use one of the referral codes on screen now for a free 5,000 starting credits. If you enjoy my content and are interested in supporting the channel beyond a like and a subscribe, check the links in the description. Consider the join button below and follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/voiddude. Your continued support genuinely helps me to continue producing these videos. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you around the verse. Cheers.